in some IFA Charles Emisa home. Few months ago, and there were issues around Charles Emisa, his death around 6 February 2026, the earlier parts of the year now. Abrantie way, he was hit by a hit and run car around circle overhead Honum side. Cars no hit a born new year na omunina cars two nina escape. So I mean they took him to a number of hospitals in Accra, from Ghana Police Hospital to Greater Accra Regional Hospital to Kolebu Teaching Hospital. They all couldn't attend to Charles Emisa a lady to ne death. After death, so Ghana Health Service, I mean, they instituted a committee to look into the death of Charles Emisa, and the report of the committee was very clear. Omochana just medical negligence, health workers, no, they weren't up on their game. And on the Charles Emisa Eshure name kwa ya. So on your screens, Charles Emisa ni some media OSU those responsible for the death of his brother. Say Matilda Emisa, sister of the late Charles Emisa, sues 3 major Accra hospitals and 10 medical staff for 20 million Ghana cedis over brother's death, alleging fatal negligence. Some media not just Matilda Emisa, or your brother to Charles Emisa, what's her name? Kwaya OSU medical staffs and 10 medical staffs and hospitals these 3 hospitals Ghana Police Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and so Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We see they have to pay an amount of 20 million Ghana cedis to as a impata ama ebusiano. See, Charles Emisa's family sues 3 hospitals, doctors, Attorney General seeks 20 million in damages. And to some way, the issue now could be ransom. Attorney General and also releasing a verdict say 20 million Ghana cedis there. Yes, sues 10 medical officials and medical workers and 3 hospitals. Ghana Police Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and so Kolebu Teaching Hospital, because they see it as a medical negligence. So on your screen, so say a medical doctor and a sister of the deceased engineer Charles Henry Emisa has sued 3 major health facilities, several medical professionals, and the Attorney General over what she describes as a chain of negligent acts that led to her brother's death after road accident in Accra. So this is coming from the sister of Charles Emisa, Matilda. Said some media she's suing 10 medical officials and 3 hospitals. Then just ne brother new one on some. I said Dr. Matilda Emisa suing administrators of the estates of Charles Henry Emisa is seeking 20 million in general damages at the High Court in Accra over the February 2026 incident that triggered national outrage and renewed debate about Ghana's persistent no-bed syndrome. Some media not just Matilda Emisa trying this issue I see somewhere in February. They were trying to connect it to no-bed syndrome. It's not the case. Even the committee has come to say that in OSU 20 million Ghana cedis. I also mutia. The suit names the Ghana Police Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, several doctors and nurses attached to the facilities, as well as the Attorney General's department. So this is coming from Matilda. These are hospitals as far as the death of his brother Charles Emisa is concerned. So the hospitals near Ghana Police Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and Kolebu Teaching Hospitals, and about 10 doctors and nurses they have some connection with the death of his brother. So according to the statement of claim filed by the General Jurisdiction Division of the High Court, Charles Henry Emisa, a 29-year-old electronic and automation engineer with Promasido Ghana Limited, was involved in a hit-and-run accident at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle overpass at about 10:30 p.m. on February 6, 2026. That issue weighing AC February 6, 2026. Sa Abrantie when you watch Charles Emisa or a young man be now 29 years old. and sana issue when AC na issue no so AC wo cycle overpass honum around 10:30 p.m. and adjo and as same way AC. Also, the Sioux states that after Emisa failed to return home, relatives reported him missing at the Adenta police station. 4 days after, the family was contacted by officers at the Nima police station and informed that an accident victim had been deposited at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So, Matilda Atra, enyumre na omo ehu se ni nua be ma ibusuafo ehu se ni nua be ma Charles Emisa abefie no, they had to try to look for him. So he was missing and they tried to look for him. Na issue no kopie wo Nima police station after some more report to Adenta police station. They had a call from Nima police station say yakwa deposit body bi Kolebu Teaching Hospital na just say ebusuafo mfo mo ani nkyere ho no because omo nua be ma omo hwehwe no no ase eho na ye de no akwa akoto asat 6 February na asem no esi ye no. So yet was na say according to the filing, the ambulance eventually proceeded to Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where the plaintiff claims medical personnel again refused immediate care despite appeals from ambulance staff to treat the patient on the stretcher. Otra na chese or narrative issue na mayatsi ni course na sia. Charles Emisa adu Kolebu Teaching Hospital no. They tried to let medical staff or more say this issue na say critical. The young man is in a critical situation into they should attend to him. But look like they were more or less like negligent. They didn't really pay they didn't attach seriousness to the condition of Charles Emisa. And so the Sioux states that Charles Henry Emisa later suffered cardiac arrest at about 12:50 a.m. and was pronounced dead at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So around 12:50, no na chese na akumayare kakra onya attack, cardiac attack, and na emma menua bema Charles Emisa hwere ne nkwa yaya as at 12:50 a.m. The plaintiff argues that her brother remained alive for more than 2 hours while being moved between hospitals and could have survived if emergency interventions had been administered promptly. Matilda Trana say if the brother no enye car no hit na when there was the hit and run na chesosho nenkwa for about 2 hours now he was still alive. So she's attributing it to medical negligence. Hospital move on the doctors and the nurses, they didn't attribute to the agency of the health of Charles Emisa. So court documents cite the postmortem findings as deep laceration injuries to the right upper arm, severe blood loss, fractures and trauma-related complications resulting with exsanguination. Omotra from the right hand arm, no severe onya some sort of severe blood loss, fractures all across the body. And to us was it Dr. Emisa is accusing the hospitals and medical personnel of negligence, including failure to provide emergency triage, failure to stabilize the patient, failure to conduct vital assessments, and failure to prioritize urgent care despite the severity of the condition. So this part of it is showing us that as far as Charles Emisa ne condition ye concern no ni nua Matilda Emisa tra na chese the doctors didn't attach any seriousness to the condition of Charles Emisa say moja ne etu no as far as this hit and run is concerned, it was more or less like they didn't take any seriousness in the condition of the Charles Emisa and nam so now they sue these 3 hospitals and 10 medical officials. So she also alleges that the handling of the body after death caused additional trauma to the family because decomposition prevented the body from being laid in state during the funeral rites. When they not say as far as this accident is concerned, no, it's more or less like a ebusiano with trauma because means that there won't be any laying in state. It will affect how the funeral and all that would be performed. I see the suit follows the findings of the government-appointed committee chaired by Professor Ajimambedu Akosa, which investigated the circumstances surrounding the death of Ninya Bema Charles Emisa. So after the death of Charles Emisa, I mean the Ghana Health Service, almost form a committee. Professor Jiman Bedu Akosa Nana or Cherry Committee. I mean, some weeks back, the committee came out with a lot of findings as far as Charles Emisa's death was concerned. They attributed it to medical negligence. According to the committee, nurses for doctors for some sort of negligence on their part. They didn't treat the patients with urgency. According to committee, some medical staff and doctors and nurses treat Charles Emisa the condition with urgency anka yan shri ye nia be mane ya ti some way the Matilda Emisa akwa sue 3 hospitals. Say it was the committee concluded earlier this month that failure by the medical personnel of the 3 hospitals contributed to engineer's death, and that timely emergency interventions could have saved his life. Its report cited serious lapses in emergency response procedures, weak coordination between institutions, and failure by clinicians to provide immediate self-saving care despite the patient arriving at all 3 facilities. Or try not to say, Charles Emisa then called 3 solid hospitals. All these hospitals, out of medical negligence, they couldn't do anything at all about Charles Emisa. New condition, Emma, So the committee also recommended disciplinary action against several healthcare professionals named in the suit and proposed broader reforms to Ghana's emergency health care system. Dr. Emisa maintains that the defendant's action caused immense emotional and financial hardships to the family, particularly because the deceased had become the primary support of their mother after the death of their father in 2019. So, Matilda Emisa trying to say, and son Charles Emisa Bewuno, it was more or less like he was the breadwinner of the family. After sending Papa Wu in 2019, was more or less like this young man was the one responsible for their mother, the Mami Bedi and all that, and the general health care of the Mami, not just say, na ewa Charles Emisa and Sema, Samri, Omama Ebusia, Ashre, Omodeshe Yaya. See, the defendants have been given 8 days after service of the right to enter appearance or risk judgment being entered against them in default. So this is what is coming from the brother of the late Charles Emisa, the sister of the late Charles Emisa, our treasure, no dear. Osui, these 3 hospitals, Ghana Police Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and Akolebu Teaching Hospital. On top of it, so also Osui 10 medical officers, including doctors and nurses, they were negligent to the plight of their brother after say onya accident circle over pass into India. This is going straight to these 3 hospitals: Ghana Police Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and so Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Matilda trying to say, these hospitals and these health professionals, because prior to the death of Charles Emisa, now he was more or less like the breadwinner of the family. After ne Papa Wu in 2019. So this is going to the 3 hospitals, and it's coming from Matilda Emisa and Niabre the Dane because he's lost a brother, he's lost a breadwinner, he's lost someone very close to him. So wrapping up with Charles Emisa, ne death, that is it. Yet, what's in some